Hi, and welcome to Supply Chain Today. Here we discuss the latest hot topics in supply chain and global trade with experts from all over the world. My name is Ben, and I'm going to be your host for this episode. Today, I'm joined with our guest speaker, Andrei Colonescu. Andrei has 10 plus years of experience in supply chain management, purchasing, and logistics. He is an expert in SAP IBP. Andrei has been part of 7 full cycle SAP IBP implementations and POC to showcase the potential for SAP IBP DDMRP. He also is an SAP Certified Application Associate in SAP Integrated Business Planning. It is an amazing opportunity today to have Andrei with us. How are you doing?
Hi everybody, I'm good.
Thank you so much, Andrei. It is really an amazing experience and an opportunity to talk to you today. And as we know, the discussion today is on the topic risk and disruption management using SAP Integrated Business Planning. So on the same topic, we have some questions submitted by our listeners for you. I hope they'll find this episode insightful, interesting, and informative. So before we go forward with the questions, I would like to remind all our listeners that you can submit your questions by clicking the link found in the description. So with no more delay, here are the questions. How can companies prepare for supply chain disruptions?
So first, most of the supply chain have an inherent resilience to disruptive events. For example, the scope of the safety stock is to protect against variability of demand and transport, and under normal condition, the stock will be sufficient to cover customer orders. Second, most supply chains are following industry best practices, for example, multiple sources of supply, portfolio diversification, and thirdly, planners' intuition play a crucial role in preventing and recovering from unforeseen events. Nevertheless, organizations can prepare for supply chain disruptions by actively simulating and checking the system performance.
Okay, system performance. Talking about system performance, what is system performance?
Good question. So system performance is related to the ability of a supply chain system to return to a stable state after disruption. This involves both the ability to withstand systematic discontinuities, as well as the capability to adapt to new risk environments. And when looking at the system performance, we would need to talk about risk and disruption management.
Okay, so what is risk and disruption management?
Risk is the process to identify, evaluate, and prioritize risk, followed by a coordinated and economical application of resources to minimize, monitor, and control the probability or impact of unforeseen events, or to maximize the realization of opportunities. There are 2 types of events. For example, negative events, we classify them as risk, while positive events are classified as opportunities. Disruption management is the process through which a company recovers from a disrupted event and usually consists of 3 phases: discovery, recovery, and redesign. Discovery refers to the point in time when people become aware of supply chain disruption. After discovery, managers then begin to either stop the event and or begin the recovery process. And how quickly managers recognize that the event or disruption is occurring is vital. Only then can recovery, fully realized upon the return of the supply chain to its previous state, begin. After the disruption is discovered, supply chain managers often first assess any previous plans that have been developed as part of the risk management planning processes. This is the concept of readiness, a plan of action that is standing by for implementation should certain events occur, and aid managers in determining what immediate actions to take in response to the effects of the event that has been occurred. Recovery phase includes formal or informal designation of the decision maker or makers who will lead the recovery effort. Companies may centralize this decision-making authority in one primary leader, or in a team that has been created to make recovery decisions, or in a hybrid of the 2 approaches. Some companies establish war rooms or meetings of individuals representing various parties in the supply chains, or various roles within the focal organization who will make decisions regarding the recovery process. During or after the event is recovered from, learning effects and system redesign, the 3rd step of the of the disruptive management. At that point, they can start being implemented to avoid future financial and or services impacts to the supply chain. So In short, this will be the risk management and the disruption management.
Yeah. So what is the case for this in IBP? Case for IBP?
Okay, so the case for IBP, so integrated business planning, disruptions can affect companies usually in two primary ways: financial and services impacts. Financial impacts refer to the monetary cost incurred as a consequence of the disruptions, and service failures tend to occur during disruption because companies cannot devote as much attention to customer demand as they can in normal operating environment. The goal of the risk and disruption management process is to minimize these impacts and the respective costs on the supply chains. In today's supply chain, without a proper integrated planning tool, companies usually rely on a wait-and-see tactic. In dealing with disruptions, many organizations still continue to work in traditional silos and firefight their way through. To learn more about how SAP IBP can help mitigate risk and provide an efficient and effective response to disruptive events, we invite you to check our webinar on this topic, Risk and Disruptive Management with SAP IBP.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Andrei, for this insightful episode with us. It was really knowledge. I mean, it was filled with knowledge, and it was really insightful for us. And I appreciate all of your efforts, and I am looking forward to connecting with you for many more other episodes.
Thanks, Ben. Same here. Looking forward to more podcasts to come. And also, as mentioned, check our out webinar on risk and disruption management with SAP IBP. There we will go a bit more in details what risk and disruption management we can do with SAP IBP, the different steps, the what-if simulations. So it's a very entertaining webinar, and we're looking forward to connect a bit more on this topic on that platform.
Perfect. Thank you again. And I would also remind all our listeners today, again, to be part of our podcast by submitting your questions when you click in the link that is available in the description below. So thank you again for joining all of us. This is Supply Chain Today. Cheers.